Hello and welcome to Man's Model Moments. So if you saw my short yesterday, you will know that I just got Airfix's new 1/48 scale Hawker Hunter together with the XF442 commemorative coin. I've been looking forward to this updated kit, and the chance to get the extra coin was a bonus. So getting into the box, let's dive straight in and look at the instructions. Inside the first page are the decals, which are a large sheet with a vast array of stenciling and other markings. The instructions themselves are typical of Airfix's new kits, clear and with good use of colour to call out assemblies along the way. The build appears to follow a standard progression, but one thing I really like here is that Airfix actually supply two versions of the canopy. A two-piece for an open canopy, and a single one for a closed one to prevent any alignment issues, which is a nice extra. Moving on to the versions provided, we have 4 view colour renders within the instructions. The first version is the titular XF442 as depicted on the great box art, flown by Flight Lieutenant Alan Pollock. Next is a similar aircraft based in RAF Gütersloh, and the last is a rather nice GA-11 based out of Yeovilton, which is just down the road from me. Getting to the plastic itself, the frames are all contained in a single bag, with the transparencies bagged within this. So here you can see the two versions of the canopy, which look absolutely crystal clear as you'd expect from Airfix of late. The main aircraft fuselage halves are next, and the first impressions are excellent, with delicately recessed panel lines and other engraved detail. We also have 2 versions of the rear fuselage, the flat and pen-nibbed types which fit at the rear section. Other elements are also finely cast, like the air intakes and compressor blades. Looking to the other side, we can see there is a panel bracing detail in visible areas like the upper cockpit sides. Moving on to the wing frame, Airfix have gone with a single overwing piece encompassing the upper fuselage and wings, which I think is a smart choice. The Hunter's lines are not that easy to recreate in model form, and many different approaches have been made to it. I think this is a good one. Detail on the pieces is delicately engraved and matches the former fuselage frame. The third frame deals with most of the detail pieces, and one of the best areas of the kit from a design point of view are that there are 2 versions of the ejection seat inner, one with and one without straps, depending on if you want a pilot seated in there or not. The fourth frame is a smaller one containing drop tanks and different nose. Whilst the fifth and final frame has another rear fuselage section, nose, compressor fan and other pieces. So let's have a look at those pieces in a bit more detail. Now Airfix have adjusted the Hunter from past feedback, though I'm not 100% sure on which pieces have changed. I suspect these might be some of them. In terms of engraving, you can see these panel lines are just wide enough for my scalpel blade to fit in there, and they're maybe 0.3mm deep, which is pretty fine casting. The cockpit features some raised detail on the side panels. And here are those 2 versions of the ejection seat insert. This is great, but what's baffling to me is that Airfix have not included a pilot figure to make the most of this feature. Other items like the sides of the ejection seat, and also the instrument panel, feature some nice detail if you want to paint this instead of, or as well as, using the provided decal. There's also nice detail moulded into things like the inside of the air brake, moving on to the wings, we can see those delicately recessed lines and access panels. The other point to note here are the thinly cast trailing edges, which can be really seen to good effect at the rear wing root, which is razor sharp. It can also be seen on other surfaces like the horizontal stabilizers. There's also good cast detail for the inner wing bays. The fuselage shows the same level of finesse in engraved panel lines and detail that we've seen elsewhere in the kit. Here are the turbine blades and rear fuselage section on the main sprue, and on the additional frame for comparison. You can see the level of detail extends across all surfaces of the kit, even including things like these weapons pylons. And finally, here's the detail of the framing on the inside of the fuselage. Now of course, if you order this kit from Airfix at the moment, you get this lovely commemorative coin slipped into the parcel as well. As I'm an Airfix club member and had some hobby points available, I managed to get this lovely kit and the coin for just over £30. The coin comes in its own protective case, and as you can see, it's a chunky and pretty weighty thing, with this bright Airfix logo on one side, and this lovely embossed image of XF442 flying under Tower Bridge on the other. It's a pretty nice thing to have. So this is a really nice kit. It's up to Airfix's best recent standards, and the fact that they've gone away and re-engineered some areas of the kit to make it more accurate is a real commendation to Airfix. I also really like the way that they try to find interesting and historic subjects for their kit version choices, and XF442 is also perfect for this. The moulding of two versions of the ejection seat inner is great, but the bizarre part is that they don't include a pilot figure, which is mind-boggling, especially given that they've re-engineered parts of the kit. Why didn't they include a pilot? The inclusion of the commemorative coin is a really nice touch, and in itself is a really neat thing, celebrating this unique event in history. I do hope this kit sells well for Airfix, because they deserve to get a good return on the effort they've put into this. I think any company that listens to its customers and makes changes, as Airfix have done here, deserves to be successful. The lack of a pilot does not detract from the kit overall, it's just an odd choice given the great provision of seat and canopy alternatives, which again is great to see and shows Airfix are thinking of the modeler when designing these elements. If you fancy doing a Hawker Hunter, then I wouldn't hesitate to recommend you get one of these now whilst the coins are still available, because it's worth the money without it, and the coin is a really nice addition. In fact, with the choices available for this kit, it's probably worth buying at least 2 whilst they have them. Now if you've already got enough hunters in your collection, or just fancy collecting the coin, then my next giveaway will be my personal coin that I've shown in this video. To be eligible, you just need to be a subscriber to the channel and email me at the channel email address manmomo.am@gmail.com. That's also available through the channel information page if you can't remember that, with the phrase Coin Hunter as the subject. Alternatively, if you really want the coin, you can join the channel or my Patreon to be automatically entered into this and future giveaways, with more chances to win and other perks too. It just remains then for me to thank those wonderful patrons and channel members for their fantastic support. That's all for this instalment of Man's Model Moments. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel for more like it, and share this video with others you think would also enjoy it. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and if you're feeling generous then I also have a Patreon, which is absolutely the best way of helping me to grow the channel and produce more content like this. With that, I hope you have plenty of modelling moments of your own, and I look forward to welcoming you on the next video.